people, I'm going to give you the absolute accurate information on exactly who is presiding over the Karen Reed civil case, and no, it is not Judge Beverly Cannoni, and I'm going to prove to you that very fact. So, AI models, which is Google search, uses an AI model which pulls information from non-credible sources. There's a lot of talk right now that because Judge Beverly Cannoni was basically rotated to her civil session, which is standard because in the Massachusetts, the litigation is a fluid system when it comes to judges, so you could have rotating judges over the civil litigation, unlike the criminal trial where once a judge is assigned, that's the judge that proceeds it through. However, there are rules in the state of Massachusetts that attorneys, either all parties can agree, or that would be jointly, or a unilateral request for a special assignment, meaning one judge will be assigned to that particular case for various reasons. So here's AI saying that Karen Reed's suit is being presided over by Judge Beverly Cannoni. And then it is also saying this. Literally, 1 minute later, it will ask this. So that's why you cannot rely on Google search, which is using AI overview models. It's stating that Judge William White, who was assigned in August of 2024, because the suit was filed in August 26, 2024. And I actually saw a news source state that the suit was filed like right after second trial, as if it was just filed. Hey, they just filed a lawsuit. No, they filed a lawsuit in August 26, 2024, and it was assigned to the Judge William White presided over until basically March 27, 2025, of which then an order for a special assignment, that order is present, and I'm going to show that to you. Okay. I will put the link in the description to this particular link. This is the actual court website. It's massachusetts.org, but I will put the link to make it easier for you if you're wanting to verify this. Okay, so this is the court, okay, and keep in mind the courthouse that this case is in has multiple courts in it. So even if Beverly Cannoni is assigned to the specific court within that building, it doesn't mean she's going to preside over this case. That just means that, oh, well, when it's time to have this hearing, it will be moved to a different courtroom where the specially assigned judge shall preside. So, on August 26, 2024, this case was filed. And the next event is September 22nd, 2025. Now, let's go through the docket. Here are all the lawyers, the parties, okay? We've got 2 bars and Karen Reed. All right, so here is the docket, okay? And here is the event is Honorable Daniel J. O'Shea. Now, he's the current judge because of the assignment that happened in March 20. So you'll see, like I'll show you here, August 26. It was assigned to Judge White Jr., okay, William Jr. Okay, so then you go down here to October 31st, the civil case was stayed pending her criminal trial. In all other respects, the defendant's motions to stay are denied. So she got, some of the stuff was stayed, okay? Then here's what happens. In March 27, 2025, order for special assignment. That means one judge is going to preside over this case, and that is under Massachusetts Superior Court Order, the Rule 9.80. It is a request for special assignment. All parties can agree, or unilateral request would mean even if not all parties agree to one particular judge to track this case, even if they don't all agree, it's up to the judge to decide. So, this is what happened after this order came out. On March 27, 2025, the order for special assignments. And it was CC'd to all of the parties, attorneys, whatever. Then, on April 8th, 2025, there was a motion hearing scheduled. And guess who was presiding? The new judge, Daniel J. O'Shea. Now, I would recommend, if you really think that, they're being sneaky and they're going to put her in there, then simply you can do 2 things. You can call the civil court clerk and ask who is presiding. I would definitely recommend do not record the conversation and try to share that, because in the state of Massachusetts, if you record somebody without their permission, you can be charged. Okay, so, or you can pay an attorney a fee, you know, to look something up for you if you don't have access to the courts to actually like go in here. You know, you might, like, if you're there, you can go into the courthouse and get a copy of the order, right? But if you're from a distance, you know, you can actually call an attorney and say, hey, look this up for me. Tell me exactly what this order says. If you have any doubt regarding this, I would definitely, even with a special assignment, because of the rampant corruption going on there, I would definitely keep an eye out on this particular case to just make sure that nothing sneaky goes on, you know, and I will be okay to say that. However, just please be aware that there's a lot of people claiming, and in fairness to them, you know, AI Google search is like, you know, confused. And that's just the problem with AI. When you're using, it pulls, and I do AI chat series. And speaking of Karen Reed case, I thought I'll go ahead and share this. So the grand juror, not the jurors, let's not get this confused. No jurors, although they're hating on the jurors right now, no jurors was charged with anything, okay, in Karen Reed case. So please don't let any of that get confused, since there's a lot of confusion going on about her case. A grand juror in the Karen Reed case charged with leaking information. This was from July 15th today, 2025, by ABC News. A woman who served on the grand jury as part of the high-profile investigation into Karen Reed, who was acquitted murder charge last month in the death of her boyfriend, agreed to plead guilty to a federal charge that she leaked information from the secret proceeding, according to a document filed Tuesday. Jessica Leslie agreed to plead guilty to a charge of criminal contempt that accused her of willfully disobeying court rules against disclosure of any of grand jury information. She disclosed names of various witnesses appearing before the grand jury. That is totally messed up. So anyway, so there's that. I'll put a link in the description of this. Okay. So anyways, back to the docket. Okay. So the bottom line is this. Okay. No, Beverly Cannoni is not on her case. But neither is William White Jr. anymore on the case. I would definitely just visit that site on a regular basis to make sure that, just follow the docket. Okay? If she gets assigned, it'll be on the docket. It will be on the docket. Okay? I really would like a copy of that order. I would like a copy of that, and I don't see any, you know, the media isn't really covering details. Like, they're not like going in and pulling the record and stuff like that. And, you know, I don't know if they're just being sensitive to the family. I don't know. But for those out there saying that Beverly Cannoni is on her case, no, she's not. I guarantee you, if I thought she was, I personally would be like complaining. I'm very certain that her attorneys who was representing her, if there wasn't even a chance of her getting assigned to the case with their fluid justice's civil litigation system they got going on there, then I'm sure that they would have immediately, and of course they did, somebody, doesn't say exactly who, somebody, you can't see the order, especially assigned the case, and that's appropriate. That's appropriate. Because the outrage, through the fact that Beverly's already sat on 2 different criminal trials of Karen Reed, it would not be appropriate for her to be sitting on the civil case. Okay? But I understand people's mistrust of that, what they got going on out there. I get it. But, like, let's just be careful with the misinformation. And let's talk about this grand juror being charged, okay? Because that's actually new information. And I hope that you will share this information, right? And I hope you have a blessed day. Bye!